Do we have a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the agenda for tonight, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Public input. We have public. Yay. So how can we help anyone? Is anyone here to talk to us or just give us some information? We're just waiting for an agenda item. Okay. Perfect. Hi.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Sawatsky, and I am here because Chris Fire is no longer part of the Parks and Rec Commission, so I am the next representative until we find someone else to come forward.
Oh, I thought it was Elise.
It was the gal.
No, since it changed since the new council.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
So you're going to be coming to our meetings.
So I'm here, yes, until we find a replacement for Chris Fire.
Okay, I'm Jan Henry.
Hey,
Do you
Jan,
want to
nice to meet you.
introduce ourselves?
I'm Bettina
Hi, Bettina.
Eifer.
Jeff Bird.
Jeff, nice to meet you.
Hey, John James.
Hey, James. Awesome.
And those are staff
Thank you.
people.
Thank you very much.
We know their
Thank
names.
you.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? All right, so we're down to upcoming events. The first one being the open mic and jam night. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so that started with our staff member. It's essentially an all ages open mic night at the rink. So you can do poetry, music, stand up comedy, whatever you'd like to practice. And right now we're doing that Wednesdays 6 to 8.
Is it happening right now?
It is, I believe.
Okay.
The staff member who was running it though just had some surgery,
Okay.
so they're out.
But people are showing up and it's a thing?
It's been growing, so that's cool. And we're trying to expand it to see if maybe DJs would want to be a part of it too, to practice some music sets and stuff like that.
Is it mostly children?
It's a more young adult crowd,
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. Huh. Neat. And then the adult skate is every Thursday from 7 to 9,
Yes.
18 and up. And then the public skate Friday and Saturday, 6 to 9. And those are getting attended?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty well for summer. We do have camp starting as well. Austin would know.
Yeah, camp is starting the 16th and registration's looking great, so it's a
Great.
great thing.
6/16, huh?
Yes, the first Monday they're out of school, so
You better enjoy the next couple of weeks.
a couple of weeks of silence, yeah.
Hey, Austin, I'm a basketball coach at
Yeah.
the junior high. Are there going to be any open gym for basketball, or is that something we could work on
It's
doing?
something people have asked about. It's something I'd definitely look into right now. Kind of the dates I was thinking would be like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday after camp.
Okay.
Or probably not Wednesday because of the open mic night, but it would probably be in the late evening, like 5:30 after camp gets out.
Can you let me know? Because we have
Yeah.
quite a few kids that want to do it. And I did have there was some stuff they were doing at the school, but I don't think the school's going to let us do it in the summer. So they're kind of looking
Yeah.
for a place for a bunch of kids to play.
Yeah, people have been asking, so definitely sounds like more people are also interested. So
Okay.
And is pickleball still happening?
we've been offering it on Tuesdays, but no one's been showing up.
Yeah.
So I think we've taken it off of our calendar.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah,
Because my friends were just asking about it. Because some venues are closing.
that's the weird thing. People will call and ask if we're doing it, and
I
then
know.
they say yes, and then
And then
no
they
one-
know shows up.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else with upcoming events?
Well, we will have a new event, but we'll talk about it later with the brewery coming up.
Okay.
That's in July.
Okay. I'm going to talk about it later today.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So did everyone have a chance to look at the minutes from last 2 months ago, actually? Yeah. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of April 2025?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
And I will second that.
And all in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. And then we're down to the Annie Mary Day and Bill Nessler car show.
Great. So in years past, the Parks and Rec Commission has had a booth at Annie and Mary Day to either distribute information, talk about Friends of the Park, that type of thing. I wanted to know if that was something you all were interested in for this
Yes.
year.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would be interested in doing that.
Great.
Yeah, I'd participate that.
Maybe take
in
an
that.
hour shift for all of us? Do it.
Yeah, I'll be doing the parade for
Oh,
the
yeah.
Parks and Rec with the tractor.
Yeah,
But once that's done, if I would take a shift
okay.
for sure.
I might be out of town. I forget the dates on it.
It's August this year.
The 3rd?
August 3rd. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. If I'm around, I'd definitely help, but I don't know if I'll be
I'm
around.
coming back that day,
Yeah.
so it would have to be in the afternoon.
Okay.
Is it a Sunday?
Yeah,
Okay.
11 to 5.
Okay. I
yeah.
think I'm
So
back.
if we did like 2 to 5, maybe,
Okay.
then he'd be done with the parade and Bettina would have some time.
I am doing a whole booth there
Oh,
on that day. I know. I'll
Mike
be
will do
there
it.
for a whole day before. It's a car show.
and master planning?
Yeah, so here's some documents. We wanted to put some things on paper this year for Annie and Mary Day, because in years past, it's been a lot of notebooks, scrap paper. So I wanted to start out with the coordinator sheet. We've realized our staff is really small, and it would be great to get people from the community to be coordinators or take a little piece of Annie and Mary Day. And this is what we came up with. Are the yellow positions are those that we would launch out for people with a flyer similar to this, a description of kind of what we're looking for, the help that we need, and those that are willing to take it on can comment or send us an email. But I wanted to run it by the commission before we publish this. I've ran it by the chamber and some smaller groups, and
Uh-huh.
it'd be nice to do it here. And the other sheet is regarding the car show and the park rolls for Annie and Mary Day.
Okay.
Hi.
The bike park thing? Oh. Okay, so the yellow is what you're gonna try to get with us and the public, and the green is what?
The green is people that have already
You've
said
already-
yes.
Oh,
They'll
okay,
take
so
that
those,
over.
those positions are taken.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, and then, did you want to talk about the car show at all? Or-
Yeah, the car show, we're nailing down some logistics on the other sheet, some roles, action items, vendors, and logistics. So taking a glance at that, seeing if anybody had any input or thoughts on what we've put down on paper so far, things that we're missing on the event.
What helps you with the car show?
Right now, just Glenn.
Really?
It's me and Glenn. We're a 2-person show. We set up all the tables, we take them down, and we run the park at the same time. And it's way too much. So
Yeah.
that's why we thought, why not ask the community for help? And
Yeah,
it would be the first year doing this type of thing, but we think we have enough time.
okay. And the car show's the same day as Annie Mary?
It
It
is.
is, okay.
There's an event the cruise the day before, correct?
The cruise and dinner is the day before, so people come and mingle. Some people designate where they'd like their car to be parked.
Oh,
It has
okay.
a specific need for that.
Any Bill's not here anymore for the food. Do you guys have any idea what you can do for food?
We were talking about Blackberry Bramble,
Okay.
seeing if they would possibly donate the time if we buy the meat
Mhm.
and sides. But part of that is hoping we could get volunteers to help serve the car show participants, because that's a whole ordeal in itself. There's
Yeah.
100 people plus line up.
Where do you normally serve that? I haven't been to one of the dinners. So where's that served at normally?
Right at the museum strip, we set
Okay.
up a few tables and do it buffet line style.
Okay.
Any questions? Hi, everyone. Hi, neighbors.
There's copies of these sheets if anyone would like over on the table, if you're interested.
Emily, I have a question. So the food for the people in the car show, that's provided by the city?
It is included in the registration price.
Mm,
Oh.
I didn't know that. Any other questions for item number 6?
A bocce ball tournament. There used to be a bocce ball tournament there. Are we planning on doing that this year?
If there's people willing to run it, that would be awesome.
Mike?
Yeah,
You know, to help judge car show now. They used to do that when
Oh, okay. Gosh.
I will do like the preliminary on the bocce ball and see if we can get something going.
If you
Okay.
can, all right.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
I'd love to because that was a lot of fun.
Great. Super fun.
Who did it the last couple years? Or did we?
I think the Old Crows,
Oh,
maybe.
Crows.
Did they?
Oh, did
Okay,
they?
well,
Well, if they want to do it again, they can totally, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, they need some more shelling, I think.
Yeah.
Or we could touch them up and get them looking nice for Annie and Mary Day.
I know some of the Crows. I'll contact them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I have a few comments on the thing we're doing here.
Yes, sir.
Microphone, please. Yes, please.
Are you commenting on the agenda item we're on now?
I believe so.
On the Annie Mary Day?
I believe so.
Thank you, sir.
So we wish to promote something that Annie and Mary Day, and it's a pretty unique thing that's coming to Blue Lake. It's a project which we make. I'm referring to, and I ran it before the supervisors with Steve Madrone and people there. It's Make Blue Lake again. So we want to promote the fact that we want to bring Blue Lake back, the actual lake itself, and everything that goes with it. And so, of course, having backing on these kind of projects, you can't really have much better backing than from our senator and pro tem Mike McGuire, pro tem governor. And so I have communication with his staff. So basically, I'll just read to you what I had from his staff. Thank you for reaching out. I work in Humboldt County. Also, I'm sorry for the delayed reply. Although the earthquake did not cause much damage, this is another topic. Anyway, congrats on your son's election to City Council. I'm aware of the history of Blue Lake, but not of any efforts to restore it. How might that happen in present day Blue Lake? I'm happy to learn more if Supervisors Madrone and others are discussing such a project for your interest. Senator McGuire is a big beaver believer. And so this is a quote from him. This whole lake, if you don't know the history of what happened to the lake was closed in. The guy killed the beavers that made the lake happen. And so we want to restore the whole lake. So this is a big project that we're working on, and we wish to have part of our rollout in hopefully Annie Mary Day, maybe get a booth and be backing people with all kinds of things to sell. The profits would be all given to the project of making Blue Lake again. So this could be a really major thing. And part of it's due to my faith in Emily here and her good karma. I think this kind of project would be very beneficial to the city. I mean, what would be around it would most likely be a big park.
Yeah.
Beautiful lake, big park.
Same place.
Same place. We're hopefully going to buy the Hawksville property and maybe a little bit of Mariah's, putting a lot bigger lake than was original. And part of this project is working with Dave Farrell and Budawat Restoration Project is to bring Blue Lake back. That's a coho restoration project. In other words, their project down here right now, I don't know if you watch what happens in the creeks, but all the little fish are dead that were in the creek because the creek dries up.
Yeah.
So we need a place to put them. It's a perfect place to put them. Deep bed, that's where they go. Then they get flushed out in season. So it's a major project to revitalize the Mad Rivers fishery. And so we look forward to working with Emily, who I have total faith in Parks and Recs, and her good karma. Hopefully this project will move forward. I just wanted to announce that at this time, and hopefully this will be a part of Annie and Mary Day, is to get people to buy in on this, market it, promote it, and understand exactly
Have
what we're
lakefront
trying to do.
property.
We all want to have lakefront property, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, they were talking about clamping and rentals and things. This is the perfect place to have it in the area around that. Everything that was supposed to be in the industrial park, which to me wasn't all that an attractive thing, around the Blue Lake. I mean, this could be something that people would come from all over the United States and the world to come see. So looking forward to working with Emily and her fantastic crew and move this project forward. Thank you for opportunity to roll this out today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kent.
Anybody else? Okay, I think we're moving on to the agenda item that you all are all interested in, which is the bike and skate park discussion. So you want to give us an update?
Yeah, so I'll have a update, and then the community presentation is to set a date, to be clear, to have a community presentation. There's not one tonight, if
Gotcha.
anybody was expecting one. But a quick update. So today we met with some of the park designers, the mayor, John Swatsky, myself, and our city manager, Danny Burkhart, to discuss the project more.
Wait, we have a city manager?
Or acting city manager,
Acting.
my
I
bad.
didn't know we had an acting
Yeah.
city manager.
Yes.
What's his name?
Danny Burkhart.
Her.
She.
Sorry. Her name is Danny Burkhart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DANI.
She was your chief financial officer for for a little while.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Mhm. We met to discuss dividing the work of the park into 3 phases so people can better understand the project and how it's going to evolve to be finished. Phase 1 would be finishing the existing paved track that's there now and addressing any existing drainage issues that may impact the paved track there, and using a temporary fence along the streetway in particular to ensure that people don't fly off into the street. Phase 2 would be completing the half pipe and the dirt pump track. Phase 3 would be adding all the amenities, including lighting, bathrooms. An observation deck was discussed. Security or live cameras out there to be able to watch riders and also retrieve footage if we have to. Shade structures, and lastly, a water meter was talked about today. We're looking to complete the remaining work of the paved pump track by July 11th, if that's possible, with the paving companies we've been working with. Right now, the park designers have said they're going to go see who has the best price, or if people are willing to donate that remaining asphalt, which would be the best case scenario. Dana, yeah, is who we met with. It's estimated about 3 days in total of labor to complete the track to be rideable, that phase 1. Staff is going to work with RCMBA to develop a MOU, a memorandum of understanding, or some type of agreement that defines a fundraising, clarifies any terms that the council's requested, and also their efforts that they've put towards the park and everything. And also the idea of us, Parks and Rec, hosting some drive-in nights out on Taylor Way with our large inflatable screen that we have.
Mhm.
After our film showing, people thought it was a great idea to do that. And so building that into our summer programming here to really fundraise on a community level. Some events, the one I mentioned earlier, as we put in pen today, a Pints for Nonprofit with Mad River Brewery for Saturday, July 12th. That day, they're going to host an all-day cornhole tournament over there, and thought it would be a good day-long fundraiser for Parks and Rec to be a part of as well for the bike park.
Nice.
And lastly, we're working with the designers to get that updated layout on the website, any updated information that they have. And they've also offered to help us with trifolds and print marketing material, and also a better online presence to possibly gain larger sponsorships and
Mm.
financial support or
Good.
material support as well.
Mhm.
I'll finish here unless there's any comments on that.
So did I hear you right that on July 11th, we're anticipating it being open to ride on?
That's the goal. There's a biking event that weekend, so we're hoping that if we could have the track rideable on that paved portion, that it can be a great soft opening. But obviously, everything has to be in line first for that to happen. Lastly, we talked about hosting a community presentation. We had a film night, and that was great. But an overall presentation about the design of the park, the phases of the park, more in depth, the budget of everything, and the materials and the equipment that we need as well to complete.
When would you like to do that? Or when would you be prepared to do that?
That's what I wanted to ask you all. We do have some people that have said they'll support and help be there, that know more in depth about the design and stuff to answer questions. It's more when you guys think that would be best to hold, and the community as well.
I think some part of it depend on like when you think you would have your materials available.
I would say probably like 2 weeks
2
notice
weeks.
would be great for
Okay.
us.
Okay.
And I mean, this has to happen
Sooner
within a
than
month.
later.
Before the, yeah,
Yeah,
well before
so-
the July 11th. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how about 3 weeks from now?
Yeah, I think.
And does the RCMBA group need to pipe in about the date? 'Cause
We have
they be
some
doing
people
a
here that have
presentation?
offered to, yeah,
Okay.
so they're in the room now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to save it for the public to comment and give their opinion too of what may be the best time for a
Yeah, so if
presentation.
we tentatively did it for Wednesday, what's today, the 6th, the 5th,
Fourth, I think.
4th?
4th, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
So the 18th. Yeah,
June
that's,
18th?
yeah.
Do you want it
Is
on a
that enough
weekday?
time for you?
It is for me. I'd prefer to maybe let people comment if it didn't. if
No,
it-
I just wanted to pick a date so that they could
Yeah, yeah,
comment.
that works
Yeah.
well for us.
And that's a Wednesday and then do we need a weekend for this thing? Is it gonna be big or do we just need a couple hours?
Just public
on
comment,
it-
so I think a couple hours, yeah.
On
I
an
would,
evening? Okay. All
I
right.
would think no more than an hour.
Oh, okay.
Would it be here or over there?
Probably a crash to accommodate if we have a larger group.
Okay.
I think the more people that want to learn about the project, the better.
So yeah, I think it should be during the week in the evening so people can make it. But
Okay.
what does the public think? Evening? Okay.
RCMBA.
Wednesday, 6 o'clock, 6:30, what do you think? 6:30?
6:30.
6:30.
We
Yeah,
don't
people
have
have to pick up their
Just
kids.
And
Cam,
write it in your calendar.
but
You write it in my
6:30 is
calendar, yeah.
perfect.
You have to be there,
Okay.
right? Presentation.
6:30.
Pick up their kids, get off work, pick up their kids and eat some dinner and then,
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
unless you guys want snacks there, I don't.
Had
Great.
to hyphenate it.
Well, we want to do a motion. That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion for the meeting the 18th at 6:30.
Okay, anybody second that?
Second it.
You said the 18th, 6:30?
Yeah.
Yep. Second by Jeff. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, 4-0. Okay, so that motion passed. It'll be on Wednesday, the 18th at 6:30 at Prash.
Great. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
Can I make public comment on what you're doing at this time? I wanted to give you a little brief history as far as why where we're at right now, in my opinion. When I saw this thing was kind of going south and there were questions about what was going on, I got a hold of Emily here, and she really seemed to have been precluded from the project. Now she's part of it. Our chances of success are going through the roof because of her participation in my faith in Emily. And she's the kind of person who gets things done and fixes major problems. There were a whole bunch of questions as far as what's going on. Our insurance, my understanding is we have to post that this facility is only supposed to be open with a supervising adult, a legal adult to supervise. In other words, the kids can't just go in there and run amok, and that's a major thing. And I really have a great amount of faith in this wonderful project, which is wonderful for Blue Lake moving forward this time. I was a little bit irritated when I got opinion from Emily that her predecessor, who had her position before, and her prior city manager, were really not bringing her into what was happening on this. And that's not how things work, because we want everybody to work together on a wonderful project. So I did want to thank all of you for your participation, everybody who's donated and moving forward with this wonderful project. I think it'll be of great benefit to Blue Lake. And I think you're going to find a whole bunch of partnerships are going to evolve, like partnerships with our tribe. We no longer have somebody in a certain position who sued the tribe repeatedly and not a working relationship. We need them involved in everything, especially a project like this. So thank you for the opportunity to comment on this.
Of course, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you to all the people in the room that have put in time or money to this project. It's really amazing, and
Mhm.
the efforts are just outstanding. So thank you. Anybody else want to comment?
I'll speak for a little bit.
Sure.
Hello, everybody. My name is Justin Whaler. I'm a local filmmaker and business owner here. And I've been working with the RCMBA for the past couple of years, helping get some coverage and some marketing around what they're doing, helping increase memberships and more access to trails like what we're seeing today. I'm going to be helping Dana Creech and the rest of the team at identifying a transparent budget for the community to be able to see on what this looks like moving forward from today on, as well as getting some kind of 3D rendering done for a design so that everyone can see what this thing can look like in a phased approach. And we are looking at this thing as a phased approach, right? It will take minimal money to get this thing to the finish line in terms of getting kids riding it, which is most important. And I think once we have that momentum, we can really bring in the rest of the community to start doing some serious fundraising around, getting things like water fountains and, a bike pump station, tools, things like that. Anything that the kids need to keep riding that thing all day long and stay off the screens and just be kids again, right? So, just wanted to mention that, and
Awesome.
so I'll be helping, and we'll have that done before the 18th.
Good
Thank you.
job. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a question. So you were talking about, Emily, the phase one and then the dirt track and pump track, and that was like on the original map. And in the beginning, you said something, you called it the bike and skate park.
Mhm.
So is there another element in addition to that? I'm just curious because I don't know.
Yes, he may be more versed on the design, but there is a skateboard
Okay.
portion.
And so the dirt track, that was part of the first rendering. And then
part of it, and then asphalt.
and for the pump track.
Exactly.
And then there would be a skate
And then the
park.
skate park / half pipe has its own funding that's been secured.
Okay.
And it's kind of just waiting for this portion of it to be figured out. So our goal is to do as much fundraising as possible to limit local tax dollars going to something like this and get the stuff as cheap as possible.
I was just curious.
Yeah. We're here to answer questions, so.
I'm just curious, do you do this for other places?
What is that?
What's your affiliation with Blue Lake? Do you go around and help people do these kind of projects?
No, but
Are you local?
I'm local.
Okay.
I live in McKinleyville. I made recently a documentary about what the RCMB has been doing over the last 8 years and how we went from having no legal trail systems to having,
Oh, I
I
just
think,
saw
30
that.
miles.
I
And
think I just
so,
saw that.
oh, did you see
Yeah.
it? Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of my film was replicated off a bunch of other areas in the country that have already implemented this same investment into infrastructure.
Okay.
And they're seeing a massive return on investment, because you're talking in places that we're usually seeing single digit millions, now seeing 30-40 million dollars a year in tourism revenue. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're growing the population of their area, but it
People
does
are
mean that
coming.
we've changed this place from being a destination location, which is like, hey, this year we'll go see the Redwoods, and next year we'll go to Zion, and next year we'll go to Grand Canyon, and you're going to capture someone coming to Humboldt every 5 years to all of a sudden you made it like a ski location where
Right.
you're going to go 5 times a year.
Wow.
That's what we want, right? We want recurring revenue 5 times a year. And when you look at the data on how much mountain bikers spend compared to like climbers or surfers, it's a lot of money. The average surfer is going to spend $72 a trip. The average mountain biker spends $361 a trip.
Huh.
That's not including what they're spending on hospitality. That's
Right.
just miscellaneous spending, gas, food, drinks,
Oh, really?
shopping, these types of things.
Wow.
So our goal is to get people here spending money multiple times a year. And I think the more space that we set aside for outdoor recreation, the less opportunity we allow for development of homes and things of this nature that, we don't want to see this place change either. I
Right.
didn't move to Humboldt to blow this thing up into a 5 lanes of on a
Right.
highway and tons of traffic. I would like it to stay, but also I do realize that like with the lapse of economic driver from the cannabis industry that we need to do something fast to get a sustainable
Yeah.
economic driver coming to our area. And I think that this is like the perfect way to do it without
Very
extracting
healthy way to do it.
resources,
Yeah.
and actually just integrating into what we already have. And it wouldn't cost that much just to market it a little bit and get people
Right.
here, right? So
Good job.
that's what
Yeah.
I think it's called, please come here, spend your money, enjoy it, and then leave.
that's right. Yes. You're gonna make the t-shirts for us.
So what you just said, Mike McGuire talks about all the time when he comes to Humboldt County. He says Humboldt County has a $1 billion untapped outdoor recreation industry.
Yes, it does, 100%. And I will say, like, so I'm a member of the outdoor association that they are more or less they're giving a financial report every single year, very in depth of what every single vertical within outdoor recreation is doing in terms of numbers and revenue. And you see places like, for instance, Bentonville, Arkansas, that was doing roughly $12 million a year in tourism revenue. Last year they did $146 million.
What'd they do?
They spent $160 million on bike trails. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to do that because we don't have Walmart here.
You been there?
No, I've seen it.
Oh.
It's like they're like the self-proclaimed mountain bike capital of the world now.
Okay.
But I mean,
But they invested.
they invested,
Yeah.
you know. And here's the thing: we have a beautiful volunteer base right here. RCMBA now has 850 members. These members are willing to put their shovels in the dirt and do a lot of work for free to get more access.
Yeah.
You won't see a lot of like other organizations in the area that have this much manpower in terms of volunteer work. So I
Right.
really do think that we can accomplish this for a fraction of the cost and get a lot of people coming here. And the people that do come here already, they're just like, wow, you guys have the best dirt and it's not 96 degrees. This is amazing. You know, you guys will see sprinter vans at the end of that road, and you best believe those guys are all spending money when they come here.
Nice.
So
We owe Green Diamond to partner.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, we do. Great partner we have there.
For sure. All right. Well, that's a good discussion.
You have a quiet
I have
hand
a
in the
quiet
back
hand
there.
in the back. Hi.
I said everybody's out here. I think I have questions or statements just to hope that you guys can incorporate that as you're looking at the bike park expanding. One would be if there's any consideration towards certain times or of the day or certain days where it'd be access would be specific to beginners and children.
Mhm.
And then another, and this kind of speaks to Justin's comment. If you look at some of the research that I had done on the mountain biking community, is you're very right. It's very affluent. There's a great deal of money, and Humboldt County is a very poor county, and we have a lot of people who are poor who also want to recreate. So I'm hoping that there might be some consideration on how we can provide not just basic safety equipment, but also access to some of this high-end equipment that these other folks are using. Because, you know, it's kind of tough to show up with your little dinky bike and these guys are on a $10,000 ride. I'm not saying that the city has to provide $10,000 bicycles, but it's something about developing equity with that. And then also, when the profile with mountain biking community, it is often white, male, and upper middle class. And so, again, with Humboldt being a very poor county, I want to make sure that we're reaching out to girls, that we're specifically reaching out to women, that we are specifically reaching out to people of color and making sure that they're not just, okay, we are reaching out actively to encourage them to participate here.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm trying to read my little writing. And then the last would be this. For any of us who live along the truck route, and the improvements have been great, but it really doesn't address what happens. So usually when you're here during the day, you know, there's the normal trucks coming out, there's the gravel going by, people going to and from work and the grocery store. And then on the weekend, this peace falls across Blue Lake, and it is beautiful. It's those moments you can hear the frogs croaking and the birds chirping and the kids laughing. And unfortunately, what I've experienced in the past when the mountain biking community was here and they were camping out over in that area was a zeal and an eagerness to get there. But what that really translated into was people doing about 35 or 40 miles an hour down Greenwood and Railroad. And so, of course, there's that safety issue. There's also that noise issue and that frenetic energy. So one of the things that I hope that we could do as we look at expanding this, and if we're looking to invite not just our neighbors here in Humboldt County, but looking regionally and even nationally, that we are very clear about what we would expect for those visitors who come here and participate, to please be respectful of the host and the residents who live here. This is our home. We want to share it, and we want to make sure that we're safe and we can enjoy it as well.
Thank you so much.
Maybe when people do upgrades on their bikes, they get from a $10,000 to a $12,000, maybe they can donate some of those other bikes. The other people who can't afford it, that might be a project that could happen here. So equity and inclusion, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yes, Kevin.
We were out there working on the park the other day, and And Bart mentioned that he helped put together the HLA grant thing, which is designed 2% of tax money from short-term income, like rentals, hotels especially, goes into this slush fund. It's called the HLA, and it's designed to promote tourism. So Ingrid and I looked at this last night, and on their website, Blue Lake isn't even on the map. And
Literally.
we're not going to be able to solve this here tonight, but I just want to tell you guys, like, it's a mystery to me. It goes Highway 299 goes straight to Willow Creek.
No Blue Lake.
Goes even to mentions Oric. It mentions
Rio
Lolita.
Dell.
There's no Blue Lake, and on the site, it's really cool. Like if you're looking at it, you're like, yeah, I want to go to Humboldt County. There's whitewater rafting, there's surfing and fishing and all this stuff.
No
There's no Blue Lake. There's no Mad River, steelhead fishing ever mentioned. There is a map that
Do
looks
you have
a
to
lot-
have a hotel in your town?
We have one right here at the casino.
That's not our town.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to have a hotel.
That's your POT,
Huh?
That's how they work.
Yeah, that's why, right?
I work with them a lot.
Okay, well, that answers my question.
And yeah, it's all hotels that have 15 rooms or more.
Okay.
They're eligible to be on the HLA board, and
We gotta build a hotel.
Darn it.
we got you in a hotel here now.
Yeah.
But next meeting.
Worthington
Yeah.
Hotel.
Thanks for answering my question. I mean,
Your bed and breakfast for your B&Bs, those also qualify.
But 15 or more. You don't have 15 rooms.
wow, okay.
You don't have to have 15 for the bed and breakfast.
Oh, you don't.
It's a whole different category.
Oh,
from the
okay.
TOT. So there may be some way, we need to get the advertising, totally agree with them, we wanna be on the map, and whatever we need to do to get on the map, Emily will get us on the map, right, Emily?
I'll
It's
try
on the
my
map, the
best.
HLA grant map. All right, well,
Thanks,
thanks
Kevin.
for that, Kevin. Anybody else have something to say? Okay, we're down to our announcements. Does anybody have an announcement? Okay. Number 10, future agenda items. Our next meeting will be July 2nd.
Or should
I'll be
they-
here.
18th.
June
Isn't
18th.
there a special one on the 18th?
Oh, sorry, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, it's a
So we
update.
adjourn to that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so if anybody doesn't have any more comments, we're going to adjourn the meeting. Does anyone have a motion to adjourn? Oh, we have another comment.
Yeah, maybe you can show the council how to get this done more quickly.
I'm pretty good at quick.
Jan, I will motion to adjourn our meeting.
Thank you, Tina.
I'll second that.
7.
Thank you. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
Right.